is scene script. Have you ever wondered what could happen if our weather takes a drastic turn? Well, our planet is in a state of flux, and it's not just about the mercury rising. The climate is changing in ways that are more complex and far-reaching than temperature alone. We're seeing shifts in weather patterns, alterations in rainfall, and an increase in extreme weather events. The once predictable rhythms of weather are becoming increasingly erratic, and we're starting to see the impacts of these changes in our daily lives. The winters seem colder, the summers hotter, the storms fiercer. We're experiencing heat waves and cold snaps, droughts and floods, hurricanes and tornadoes with an intensity and frequency that seem to be increasing. And these are not isolated incidents. They're part of a larger pattern, a trend that's been observed around the globe. Scientists are attributing these changes to a warming planet. As the Earth heats up, it's causing the climate system to become more energetic, leading to more extreme weather events. This is not just about hotter summers or milder winters. It's about shifts in the very fabric of our weather systems, changes that could have profound impacts on our lives and our planet. These changes are not just about the weather we experience day to day. They're also about the broader climate patterns that shape our world. We're seeing shifts in the jet streams, changes in ocean currents, and alterations in the patterns of rainfall and drought. These shifts could lead to new weather patterns, potentially triggering more extreme weather events. But what does this mean for our future? Are we on the brink of a new era of extreme weather? Could we see more powerful storms, more intense heat waves, more devastating floods? The answer to these questions is uncertain. But what is clear is that as our climate continues to change, we need to be prepared for the possibility of more extreme weather events. As we face a warming planet, we might be on the edge of witnessing unprecedented weather phenomena. It's a daunting prospect, but one that we must confront if we're to navigate the challenges of a changing climate. Imagine hurricanes so massive and powerful, they dwarf any storm we've seen before. These aren't scenes from a Hollywood disaster flick, but potential realities that could be brought about by our warming planet. The science behind superstorms and mega hurricanes is rooted in the complex dynamics of our climate system. As the Earth's temperature rises, it heats the surface of the ocean. This warm water acts like fuel for hurricanes, powering their growth and intensifying their strength. The warmer the water, the more energy available for these storms to feed on. But it's not just the increased power that's a concern. The warmer atmosphere also holds more moisture, which could result in hurricanes dumping more rain, leading to catastrophic flooding. Add to this the potential for higher sea levels due to melting ice caps, and you've got a recipe for disaster. So what does this mean for coastal regions? We've seen the devastation that hurricanes can bring. Now imagine that on a much larger scale. Superstorms could bring higher storm surges, more intense winds, and heavier rainfall, all of which could have devastating impacts on coastal communities. Infrastructure could be destroyed, homes washed away, and lives lost. But it's not all doom and gloom. Understanding the potential for these mega hurricanes allows us to prepare. It gives us the opportunity to build more resilient coastal communities, improve forecasting and warning systems, and develop strategies to mitigate the impacts of these superstorms. The prospect of facing these colossal storms can be daunting, but it's a challenge we must rise to. Our understanding of the climate system is continually improving, and with it, our ability to predict and prepare for these extreme weather events. With the potential for such destructive forces, coastal regions might need to brace themselves for the future. But remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the risks, we can take steps to protect our communities and ultimately, our planet. Can you envision a world where intense rainfall and flash floods become an everyday occurrence? Picture the sky darkening suddenly, the air heavy with the scent of rain. Then the heavens open, and in a matter of minutes, the streets transform into rivers, and the parks into lakes. This is not a scene from a disaster movie, but a possibility that some regions of our planet may face due to changing weather patterns. Climate models suggest an increase in the intensity and frequency of rainfall events in certain areas. Imagine the downpour not letting up for hours, even days at a time. This isn't just a case of needing an extra sturdy umbrella or a pair of waterproof boots. Such torrential rains can lead to flash floods, causing substantial damage to homes and infrastructure, disrupting lives, and in the worst cases, leading to loss of life. So, what's behind this increase in intense rainfall? It's a combination of factors, with climate change playing a significant role. As the planet warms, the atmosphere can hold more moisture, and what goes up must come down, often in the form of intense rainfall. But it's not all doom and gloom. knowledge is power, and understanding these potential changes allows communities to prepare. Early warning systems can provide crucial time to evacuate or take protective measures. Improvements in infrastructure, like better drainage systems and flood barriers, can reduce the impact of floods. Education is also vital, helping people understand the risks and how to respond when a flood warning is issued. In addition to these measures, it's important for each of us to consider how we can contribute to reducing the impact of climate change. Simple actions, such as reducing our carbon footprint, can help mitigate the severity of future weather events. Sudden and intense weather phenomena could become the new norm, and preparation will be key. As we navigate the uncharted waters of our changing climate, staying informed, being prepared, and taking action are crucial steps we can all take to weather the storm. What if our summers become unbearably hot, with temperatures soaring to unprecedented heights? As the mercury climbs, are we ready to face this heat head-on? The world is getting warmer, and with this rise comes the increased likelihood of longer and more intense heat waves. Imagine weeks on end with the sun blazing down, temperatures reaching new records, and no respite in sight. This isn't a dystopian future. It's a possibility we must prepare for. This rising heat isn't just about discomfort. It's about the profound impact on our agriculture, infrastructure, and public health. Our crops, accustomed to certain temperature ranges, may struggle in the face of relentless heat, potentially leading to food shortages. Our infrastructure, too, will feel the strain. Roads can buckle under extreme heat, power grids can be overwhelmed by the demand for air conditioning, and water supplies may dwindle as droughts become more frequent. And then there's the impact on our health. Heat-related illnesses such as heat stroke and dehydration can become common occurrences. Vulnerable populations like the elderly and those with pre-existing health conditions can be particularly at risk. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways we can adapt and mitigate these potential hazards. For our crops, we can explore heat-resistant varieties and innovative farming practices. Our infrastructure can be upgraded and adapted to cope with higher temperatures. And in terms of health, public awareness campaigns can help people recognize the signs of heat-related illnesses and know when to seek help. We can also make changes on a personal level. Simple actions like staying hydrated, limiting outdoor activities during peak heat hours, and checking in on vulnerable neighbors can make a big difference. As we face the possibility of scorching temperatures, our resilience will be put to the test. It's a challenge, no doubt, but with knowledge, preparedness, and a commitment to adaptation, we can weather this heat wave. After all, we're not just observers in this story of changing weather, we're active participants with a role to play in shaping our future. Could our sky become a spinning playground for tornadoes more often than we're used to? This is a question that has been buzzing in the minds of many as we observe the evolving patterns of our climate. Tornadoes, those awe-inspiring, fear-inducing funnels of wind, are a familiar sight in certain parts of the world. Yet these twisting tempests may become an even more frequent spectacle. Changes in our climate patterns have the potential to influence not only the frequency, but also the intensity of tornado outbreaks. But what's the science behind these twisters? Well, tornadoes are born from severe thunderstorms. They occur when warm, moist air near the ground rises rapidly, meeting cooler, drier air above. This creates a powerful updraft that can start to rotate if winds at different altitudes are blowing at different speeds. The result? A violent, whirling column of air reaching from the storm cloud to the ground, a tornado. Now, with increasing global temperatures, the conditions that fuel these storms could become more common. Warmer air holds more moisture, potentially leading to more frequent and intense thunderstorms. And with these thunderstorms, the chance for tornado formation increases. But it's not just about frequency. The intensity of tornadoes might also be affected. Some studies suggest that although the total number of tornadoes might not increase significantly, we could see more tornado outbreaks where multiple tornadoes form over a short period. These clusters of twisters can be particularly devastating, leaving widespread destruction in their wake. So what could this mean for us? It's a reminder of the importance of staying informed and prepared. Understanding the potential changes in tornado activity can help us better anticipate and respond to these events. It's about adapting our strategies, improving early warning systems, and strengthening our buildings and infrastructure. As we explore the possibilities, remember that knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay prepared. After all, in the face of nature's might, our best defense is our understanding. While the future of our weather remains uncertain, one thing is clear. Change is coming. We've explored the realities of our changing climate, from the potential of superstorms and mega hurricanes to the likelihood of flash floods and intense rainfall. We've examined the threat of prolonged heat waves and scorching temperatures, and the possibility of increased tornado outbreaks and clusters. It's a sobering look at what might lie ahead, but knowledge is power, and staying informed is the first step towards preparedness. So we invite you to continue the conversation. What are your thoughts on these potential weather changes? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you found this exploration enlightening, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let's all stay weather-wise and safe. Until next time, this is signing off from World Wonders Curious.